Is buying real estate in South Florida still a good idea, or could it be one of the biggest financial mistakes of your life? Well, in this video, we're going to be trying to answer that question by looking at the data. So if you're interested in real estate in the South Florida area, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your greater Miami area real estate agent, and all my contact info is in the description down below if you guys would like to reach out. So in this video, we're going to be looking at Palm Beach County, Broward County, and Miami-Dade County, all three separately. And we're going to be looking at single-family homes separately from condos and townhomes for all three of those counties. We're going to see what the median sale price is, what supply and demand is doing in those areas, and we're going to be able to see where the best areas would have been to invest over the last 5 years to kind of give us an idea of where maybe we should invest into the future. So without any further ado, let's invest into this video. The first graph we're going to check out here is Miami-Dade single-family homes. So the median sale price right now is $560,000. That's a 10.9% increase year over year for Miami-Dade, and that's an average increase over the last 5 years of 11.04%. Okay, so over the last 5 years, every year, there's an average of 11.04% of an increase in single-family home property values, okay? And it's a total increase of 55.2% during those 5 years. So, I mean, you can just see it's a big old trajectory upwards, and that's going to be a common thread throughout this video. Now, as far as months of inventory, for anyone that's your first time on this channel, welcome and consider subscribing. But months of inventory is if no new inventory came on the market, how long would it take to sell the existing supply? So it's a measure not just of supply, but of buyer activity, demand, right? How long is it going to take to sell those units, okay? So months of inventory for Miami-Dade is sitting at 8 months of inventory, okay? That's up from 5 months of inventory last month. So remember, zero through 5 months of inventory is considered a seller's market. 6 to 12 months is considered normal market activity. Over 12 months is definitively considered to be a buyer's market. Now, there is a little bit of differentiation between what people will say. Some people say 1 to 3 months is a seller's market and anything more is a buyer's market. Some people say, 1 to 5 months is a buyer's market. Seller's market. 5 to 6 is normal, and anything more than 6 is a seller or is a buyer's market. Now, really, the truth is that real estate is hyper-local. And it really depends on the hyper-local market, okay? And how much demand there is, how much supply there is, what the list price to sale price ratio. There's a lot more factors that go into whether or not you're in a buyer's or seller's market. But 8 months of inventory, I would say, is definitively a normal market, okay? Some people would say it's a buyer's market. However, it's not really a buyer's market right now because prices are still higher than I think they will be. And, rates are also a lot higher than they were. So buyers have lost a lot of purchasing power, and it hasn't been reflected in median sale prices, at least as of yet. So I wouldn't consider it a buyer's market. Now, another thing too about this, the 8 months of inventory could settle a little bit lower. I'm recording this on December 1st. There's a 72-hour period where agents have to upload their closed sales. Not everybody is on point with everything that they do in life. So there's a chance that could settle lower than 8. Like when I reported that we were out of a seller's market in Miami-Dade because we'd reached 6 months of inventory, the month actually ended up settling just under 6 at 5. That was last month. So now definitively normal market conditions could settle a little bit lower, but as of right now, it's around 8 months of inventory. The months of inventory actually has either risen or went sideways for 8 months in a row. Okay, so that's pretty significant. Let's look at the next graph here, which is going to be condos in Miami-Dade. So condos in Miami-Dade, and by the way, we're looking, like I said, last 5 years for all of these, okay? So condos in Miami-Dade, our median sale price is $395,000. That's a 14.5% increase year over year, so since November of 2021. It's an average increase of 11.8% in the last 5 years, okay? And a total increase of 59% during that period, okay? Just like single family homes, months of inventory is at 8 months of inventory, which is up from 6 last month. So the condos months of inventory did end up settling at 6. It had said 7, then it settled at 6. So obviously people are reporting stuff later than they should be, which is a violation, but what are you going to do? Condo months of inventory, 6 months of inventory definitively, that is normal market conditions. And the months of inventory for condos in Miami-Dade has either risen or gone sideways also for 8 months in a row, okay? So pretty similar there to the Miami-Dade single-family homes. Now, let's take a look next at single-family homes in Broward, okay? So as you guys can see, similar looking graphs because, these areas are very near to each other. So the graphs are going to relatively look the same, but the devil's in the details, as they say. So median sale price for Broward single family homes is $545. Okay. So $545,000. It's a little bit less than Miami-Dade, right? However, it's still a 13.1% increase year over year, with an average increase of 9.6% per year in the last 5 years, and a total increase of 48% during that time. Okay. So, as you can see, similar graph, it's gone up, right? And then we've had a little bit of a correction as of late. But you're still pretty freaking high up there in the median sale prices. If you're a seller, it's still a good time to sell and get a good price for your home compared to the 5 previous years, right? Now, months of inventory in Broward County are at 6 months of inventory. That is a 2-month increase from the month before when we had 4 months of inventory. So that's a pretty big move. And the months of inventory has either risen or traded sideways since, get this, March of 2021. That's freaking 20 months, okay? And it sat at 2 months of inventory for ever from March 2021 until May of 2022, okay? So, for a whole year and 3 months, it was sitting at 2 months of inventory, okay, for those single-family homes in Broward. So, pretty crazy, all right? Now, moving on here, let's go ahead and talk about condominiums for the Broward counties. I don't know why I just came from Transylvania there. Yes, all right, we look at the graph. That's horrible. My accent kept getting worse. Anyways, so condos in Broward, median sale price right now, $255,500, okay? So $255,500 is your median sale price for condos in Broward. That's 8.7% increase year over year from November of last year, and it's an average increase of exactly 10% each year over the last 5 years, for a total increase of 50%, right? So, if the average is 10% exactly, then that means, times 5 years equals exactly 50% increase. Not a bad ROI, okay? So how about MOI, months of inventory? Well, the months of inventory is at 5 months of inventory for condos, which is interesting because still a seller's market, but it is leveling out pretty quick. As you can see, we were dipped down here. That's dipped down there about that 2 months, just below 2, and then it's just been steeply rising since then, similar to the other graphs that we've been looking at. So I would fully expect next month condos in Broward are going to be in normal market activity. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, so make sure you subscribe, if you like to be, educated and stuff. But the months of inventory for condos there in Broward has gone sideways or upwards for also 8 months in a row, okay? So all of these months of inventory where, it's going up or going sideways for all these times, these are trends, okay? And they don't tell us that, they don't tell us necessarily something in specific other than the fact that the market is trending towards either normal market conditions or potentially eventually buyer's market conditions, okay? So, we like to look at the trends because it tells us which way the market's going, all right? So next up, let's take a good old-fashioned look at Palm Beach County. Now, I don't normally do too much stuff involving Palm Beach County because I'm in Miami-Dade. But hey, for, if it's the right sale price, I will definitely travel to Palm Beach County for you. If not, I know a bunch of great agents up there as well that I work with. So, we can cover Palm Beach County here at the Fletcher Group. Single family homes in Palm Beach County, median sale price. Get this, drum roll please, $600,000, y'all. That is the most expensive of the 3 counties that we're covering and of all the property types that we're covering. Palm Beach County, who would have thought? So that's a 12.4% year over year increase, okay? That's, a lot. Average yearly increase of 11.94% and a total 5-year increase of 59.7%, which is also the highest of all 3 property types in all of the 3 counties that we're covering, okay? So months of inventory, what are those? Well, months of inventory is 6, as you can see, pretty much, right at 6 there. So months of inventory has gone up or traded sideways for 6 months now in Palm Beach County. So that's interesting. A little bit less time that, that it's been going up. So it took a little bit longer for sort of the bottom to hit and for things to start trending the other direction. Interesting side note. So let's keep it moving and take a look at condos finally here. So condos in Palm Beach County, our median sale price is at $295, okay, which is a 12.8% year over year increase. That's an average yearly increase of 11.86 and a 5-year total increase of 59.3%, which is the second highest of our video today. Months of inventory equals 5, which is still a seller's market, but it's leveling out quick, as we can see here with the months of inventory. Scabba boom. All right. And then they've gone up. The months of inventory has gone up since this point, has been 8 months in a row, okay? So either gone up or traded sideways. All right, great, Jake, but what does any of this even mean? Well, what it means is if 5 years ago, if you wanted to make the best investment, percentage-wise, then you would have bought a single-family home in Palm Beach County because it would have appreciated 59.7% between now and then. Now, the lowest percentage increase was single-family homes in Broward, and they still appreciated by 48%, okay? So any way you slice it and dice it, if you had bought a home anywhere, whether it was a condo or a single-family home, whether it was Palm Beach County, Broward County, or Miami-Dade County, in the last year, then the lowest percentage increase that you would have seen would have been a condo in Broward would have appreciated 8.7%, or a condo in Miami-Dade would have been the highest to appreciate at 14.49%, okay? Now, let's take, kind of a lot of these averages are around 10 or 11%. Really, most of them are about 11% per year over the last 5 years, but let's call it 10%. And then let's say that you only get half of that appreciation going forward, okay? So 5% per year, which is considered a pretty normal rate of appreciation for real estate, okay? So let's say that I'm expecting that prices in South Florida overall, on average, remember, real estate's hyper-local. It could be different in different neighborhoods, but overall, across the board in Southeast Florida, I'm expecting to see about a 10, maybe 15% decrease in median sale prices over the next 6 to 9 months, maybe a year, maybe more than a year. It depends on how long this, recession lasts. But let's go ahead and say it's a 15% decrease. Heck, let's even say 20% decrease just for the heck of it to decide, is it still worth it? Okay, so is it still worth it to buy in Southeast Florida? All right, well, if we take that 5% rate of increase of appreciation each year, okay, let's say that you overpaid right now today. You bought a property, let's say it was $500,000 just for sake of ease, okay? And let's say that prices decrease by 20% in the next year, okay? So you went from $500,000 to a market value of $400,000, right? Because 20% of 500 is 100, right? So what would happen then? Okay, so you have a market value of 400,000, right? And you paid 500,000, right? Well, if you have a fixed rate mortgage, which is most people, your payment isn't going to change, okay? Just because the market goes down, your payment stays the same, which, side note, when you're renting and property values go down, usually rents go up, okay? Why is that? Because there's a lot of landlords who overpaid for their properties. So in order to meet their pro formas, then they're going to need to raise the rents. Okay. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, reach out to me and I'll explain it to you in person or over the phone or whatever. But what this tells us is, okay, you bought for 500, now it's worth 400, right? But if there's a 5% rate of appreciation each year, then by 4 years from now, when you bought it for, 500,000, then if we average 4 years, let's say in a year from now, let's say it drops 20%, and then you're going to get 5% appreciation per year after that, okay? That means that in 5 years from this date today, when you quote unquote overpaid, that means that you will reach back to that market value of 500,000, okay? Now, that might seem pretty crazy, right? Oh my God, 5 years, I got to wait 5 years for it to return back to what it's worth, or what I paid for it, for it to be worth what I paid for it, rather. Okay, yeah, I mean, it is a bit, that is a second, but as long as you're planning on staying in that property for those 5 years, then when you go to sell, even if it's 5 years later, then you will at least make your money back, okay? If it's 6 years later, then you should make 5% more than what you paid for it, okay? So as long as you're planning on staying in that property for 5 or more years, then you should be absolutely fine because like I explained, your payment's gonna stay the same, okay? Now, let's say that we do get that 10% rate of appreciation. Let's say it takes a year, things tank 20%, you go from 500 to being worth 400, right? But you're gonna get 10% appreciation after that. That means it's only gonna take 3 years for the property to be worth what you paid for it again, okay? 3 years flies by in the blink of an eye, and so as long as you're planning on staying in it for 3 to 5 years, then honestly, in my opinion, you should be good. But you always want to try to get things for at market value or less than market value to insulate yourself in these type of situations. We call that a wedge deal because you're building in a wedge of comfort, a wedge of safety into the deal. Okay. Now, these things are all very hyper dependent on the region, on the location, on the neighborhood, the property, a billion other factors. So if you have more questions about this, reach out to me. All my contact is in the description down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a quick little favor. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video with anyone you think might find it valuable. And, again, guys, Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.